goes on without me.
Yo, fellow Capes and Tights fans, buckle up because we're diving into the most brutal DC movie deaths ever. The ones that made you gag, cheer, or straight up question your own life choices. These aren't your average fade to blacks. We're talking gore, heartbreaks, and pure savage energy. There's no particular order or ranking, just maximum chaos.
I would love to live with you in your castle. I just couldn't live with myself. So don't pretend this is a happy ending.
Selena Kyle. You're fired.
Tim Burton really said, let's make a Christmas movie, but let's also fry a billionaire like a Thanksgiving turkey. Christopher Walken's Max Shreck is the ultimate corporate creep, but Selena Kyle wasn't looking for a settlement, she was looking for a spark. The visual of Catwoman kissing him while holding a high voltage power line is iconic, terrifying, and honestly, it's a bit of a vibe for 1992. Shreck gets a literal shock to the system, turning into a crispy skeleton in seconds. It's messy, it's goth, and it's the ultimate hell hath no fury moment. Batman is just standing there like, I should probably stop this, but let's be real, bro was mostly just impressed by the leather suit. It's one of those deaths that sticks with you because it's so intimate, yet so incredibly violent.
Still alive! Two lives left. I think I'll save one for next Christmas.
You can almost smell the ozone and burnt ego through the screen. Shreck wanted to own the city's power, and in the end, he finally got exactly what he wanted. All several thousand volts of it. It's a masterclass in atmospheric superhero horror that still hits hard today.
But in the meantime, how about a kiss, Santa Claus?
Twice in 2 days. What a pleasure.
Luthor, your obsession with me is getting a little creepy.
Kryptonite.
Look, we all knew Lex Luthor was a jerk, but this is just petty on a galactic level. In the 2025 Superman, Lex decides to show the Man of Steel that all the speed in the world doesn't mean squat if you're not fast enough to save everyone.
Malik.
Now, the U.S. government has a few questions for you.
Luthor, I barely know him. He gave me food one time.
Killing Malik right in front of Big Blue's puppy dog eyes was a move so cold it makes Captain Cold look like a space heater. The brutality here isn't just in the physical act, but in the psychological trauma Lex is serving up like a 5-course meal.
I'm not working with anyone, Luthor.
Don't tell him nothing, Superman.
Luthor, don't do this.
You eating my food was a great honor, Superman.
No.
Got lucky on that one.
Superman is basically a god, but he's just a guy watching a friend get deleted from the census. Lex's smug face while doing it is the real kicker here. He doesn't just want to win, he wants to break Clark's spirit. It's a welcome to the big leagues moment for this version of the DCU. If you thought Lex was just about real estate and hair loss, then think again. This death set the tone for a whole new era of villainy where the stakes are personal and the body count is high.
Luthor, don't do this.
Who raised you as a child?
I believe in you, Superman. No. Don't tell him nothing.
Murray, one small thing.
Yeah.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
You get what you freaking deserve. We all felt that one in our souls. This wasn't some cosmic battle for the fate of the universe. This was a guy in clown makeup losing it live on TV. Robert De Niro's Murray Franklin thought he was just getting a viral segment out of Arthur Fleck, but he ended up getting a lead-filled punchline instead. The tension in this scene is thicker than the grease paint on Arthur's face.
Come on, Murray. Do I look like the kind of clown that could start a movement? I killed those guys because they were awful.
Okay, so that's it. You're crazy. That's your defense for killing 3 young men?
When the gun comes out and Murray's brains become part of the set decoration, the entire theatre goes silent. It's brutal because it's so grounded. There's no CGI blood or alien lasers, just a man, a revolver, and a massive amount of societal resentment.
Good night. Always remember, that's...
Joker didn't just kill a talk show host, he killed the last bit of order in Gotham. The way the camera stays on Arthur while the audience screams in the background is haunting. It's the kind of moment that makes you want to check on your quiet neighbors. A total vibe shift for DC that proved you don't need a cape to be absolutely terrifying.
I'm mentally ill loner.
The police,
I'll
Gene.
tell you what you get.
Call the police.
You get what you deserve.
What? Ask the ball if you're man enough to throw me out of this room. Let me spoil it for you.
Shazam was marketed as a fun, big-style superhero movie, and then David F. Sandberg remembered he's a horror director. This boardroom scene is straight-up nightmare fuel. Dr. Sivana walks in, lets the 7 deadly sins out of his eye, and proceeds to turn a corporate meeting into a slaughterhouse. It's surprisingly graphic for a PG-13 movie, actually. People are being thrown out of windows and getting their heads bitten off by invisible monsters. The suit and tie crowd didn't stand a chance now, did they? It's the 7 deadly sins doing what they do best, being absolute jerks. The contrast between the bright, colourful hero and this grim, dark massacre makes it even more impactful. It's like the movie saying, yeah, magic is cool, but it will also literally eat you.
What made you so worthy?
I'm sorry, can I help? Can I help? Do you want an autograph or something?
Give me your power.
Oh, snap. So you
If you're looking for a sign that Sivana wasn't playing around, this was a giant bloody neon billboard. RIP to those executives, you know, they never even got to finish their PowerPoint.
This is power. More than you ever had. More than anyone has. Oh, Reed, you can have him.
I got this. Go get it.
The Rock promised us the hierarchy of power in the DC universe was about to change, and apparently that change involved ripping a demon in half like a phone book. Sabbac was this giant flaming threat, but Black Adam doesn't do negotiations or prison time. He does fatality moves. The visual of Adam grabbing the horns and literally pulling Sabbac apart is pure heavy metal.
Tell him the man in black sent you.
It's the kind of violence that makes you go, ooh, while simultaneously wondering how they got past the censors. It's incredibly satisfying because Sabbac was such a loudmouth jerk, but man, talk about a split personality, eh? The sheer raw strength on display here reminds us that 10th Adam isn't a superhero, he's a force of nature with a very short fuse. The CG work here is actually pretty gnarly, showing the internal glow of the demon as he's being dismantled. It's the ultimate sit down and shut up move. Black Adam didn't just win the fight, he deleted the competition. If you ever find yourself fighting a guy who can fly and has arms the size of tree trunks, maybe just apologize.
You know what I have to do.
Beat his ass.
I exist only to protect Krypton. And every action I take, no matter how violent or how cruel, is for the greater good of my people.
The snap heard around the world. This is easily the most controversial death on the list because it fundamentally changed how we see Superman. Zod is a literal genocidal maniac who's lost everything, and he decides that if he can't have Krypton, Clark can't have his humanity. Forcing Superman to break his neck to save a family as a level of psychological warfare that's just plain mean. The sound of that neck cracking was like a gunshot in theaters. The real brutality here isn't the physical act, it's the scream Clark lets out afterwards. He didn't want to do it, he was forced to choose between his heritage and his home. It's a heavy, grounded, and incredibly violent end to a fight that leveled half of Metropolis. Zod got exactly what he wanted. He died a soldier's death and broke the hero's heart at the same time. Love it or hate it, you can't deny the raw intensity of this moment. It's the moment Superman realized that being a hero means making the hardest choices, and sometimes those choices involve a very loud crunch.
How do we know you won't one day act against America's interest?
I grew up in Kansas, General. I'm here to help, but it has to be on my own terms.
Even if I were willing to try, what makes you think they'd listen?
I don't know, General. Guess I'll just have to trust you.
You smiling about, Captain?
Nothing, sir.
Not impressed.
In the theatrical cut, Steppenwolf gets scared of some parademons and flies away. In the Snyder cut, he gets absolutely wrecked. This isn't just a death, it's a team-building exercise in murder. Superman punches him into tomorrow, and then Wonder Woman pulls a heads-off move. Seeing his decollated head roll through a portal to Darkseid's feet is the ultimate flex. It's brutal because the League is just so efficient about it. They aren't just winning, they're sending a message here. Steppenwolf went from a cosmic threat to a discarded piece of trash in about, 30 seconds? You almost feel bad for the guy until you remember he spent the whole movie trying to turn Earth into a giant burnt waffle, giving every hero a chance to contribute to the destruction of a villain who seriously needed a manicure and a nap.
How will you retrieve your great prize? Anti-life is found, Assad, and we will stop at nothing to possess it.
Soldiers, let's talk about this. I understand where you're coming from. I crossed the line, okay? And I didn't mean to hurt you!
This one hurt. Rick Flag was the heart of the team, the cool big brother of the squad, and Peacemaker he cherished peace so much he was willing to kill for it. The fight between these two is messy, desperate, and incredibly sad. When Peacemaker drives that shard of porcelain into Flag's heart, it's not a flashy superhero move, it's a slow, agonizing death.
Peacemaker. What a joke.
The look in Flag's eyes when he says, "Peacemaker, what a joke," is the ultimate burn before he kicks the bucket. It's brutal because we like both of these characters, and seeing one execute the other over a hard drive felt so senseless. James Gunn knows how to twist the knife, and he literally did it here. It turned Peacemaker from a funny guy in a chrome toilet seat helmet into a genuine antagonist we love to hate, until his show made us love him again, of course. R.I.P. Rick Flag, you were too good for this team of absolute lunatics.
Die. At least tell me your name.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Bruce?
I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you. Talk about a loophole. Bruce Wayne basically found the legal terms and conditions of being a hero and used them to let his mentor burn in a train wreck. This death is brutal because of the betrayal.
You will never learn.
Familia, don't you have anything new? How about this?
Ra's al Ghul taught Bruce everything he knows, and Bruce uses that knowledge to outsmart him and leave him for dead. The calm way Batman glides out the train while Ra's just accepts his fate is cold-blooded. There's no big explosion or dramatic scream, just a man closing his eyes as the train hits the pavement. It's a defining moment for Christian Bale's Batman, showing that while he won't pull the trigger, he's perfectly fine with gravity doing the work for him. It's a philosophical execution, you know. Ra's wanted to destroy Gotham to save it, and instead he got destroyed by the very weapon he created. The irony is delicious, but the impact is heavy. It's the moment the student truly surpassed the master by being just a little bit more ruthless than expected.
I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Do what we were meant to. We were meant to exact justice. No one's gonna know what you've done.
He's right. Exposing Adrian would only doom the world to nuclear destruction again.
Never compromise, not even in the face of Armageddon. Rorschach was the ultimate edgelord before that was even a term, and he went out exactly how he lived, stubborn as heck. When he realized that Ozymandias won and the only way to keep the peace was to lie, he refuses. He forces Dr. Manhattan to kill him because he can't live in a world built on a lie. The way he screams, "Do it!" is gut-wrenching.
What are you waiting for? Do it! Do it!
And then, pop, he just turns into a giant red stain on the snow. It's brutal because of how instant it is. 1 second he's a man with a moral code, the next he's just organic confetti. The visual of his mask lying in the snow while his blood splatters everywhere is haunting. It's a tragic end for a character who was arguably the most human and most broken of the bunch. Dr. Manhattan didn't even hesitate, which made it feel even more cold and clinical. It's the ultimate, the needs of the many moment, and Rorschach was the one who had to go.
had to be sacrificed.
No! You haven't idealized mankind, but you've deformed it. You've mutilated it. That's your legacy.
This is the big one, the death of the Man of Steel. Superman flying a kryptonite spear into Doomsday's chest while Doomsday simultaneously stabs him through the heart. The sound of bone blade piercing Clark's chest is visceral. He knows he's dying, but he gives that extra push to make sure the monster goes down with him. The silence that follows the explosion of energy is deafening. Seeing Lois Lane cry over his body while Batman and Wonder Woman stand there looking like they just lost their best friend, even though they just met, is a heavy hitter. It's a sacrifice that felt earned in the moment, proving that Clark Kent is the ultimate hero, even when he's being a human shish kebab.
They don't know how to honor him, except as a soldier.
I failed him in life. I won't fail him in death.
I lost one family. I ain't gonna lose another one.
Think it through.
I got this.
El Diablo was kind of like the breakout star of the first Suicide Squad, mostly because he actually had a soul and a lot of fire. His final stand against Incubus is the high point of the movie's finale. After refusing to fight for most of the film, he finally goes big and turns into a giant fire demon.
Ahora sí, cabrón.
It's a spectacular CGI brawl, but it ends in the most tragic way possible. Diablo realizes he can't win the fight alone, so he holds Incubus in place while a bomb goes off, taking them both out. It's a classic sacrifice play, but for a guy who spent the whole movie trying to atone for his sins, it felt like his final act of penance. I will admit that some of the lines he speaks, especially towards the end, might be a little bit cheesy.
Diablo, get clear! Get out of there! Blow it! Now, GQ, now.
But it hits when he's about to be vaporized. The explosion is massive, and just like that, the coolest guy on the team is gone. It's a brutal end for a character who finally found something worth living for, only to immediately die for it. Talk about bad timing.
Get the chingaste away.
King Shark is a precious cinnamon roll who must be protected at all costs, except when he's hungry. This death is the definition of dark comedy. In the middle of a serious mission, King Shark just decides he needs a snack and picks up a random guy to munch on. The way he slowly rips apart the dude while everyone else is trying to be stealthy is hilarious and absolutely horrifying. You see the guy's legs kicking, then you hear the crunch, and then, well, that's it, there's no more guy.
I wear disguise.
Oh, you're going to wear a disguise.
See?
Hey, he's learning Spanish.
And what kind of disguise?
Fake mustache.
It's the nonchalant way King Shark does it that makes it so brutal. I mean, he's not even being mean here. He is just a shark, isn't he? James Gunn leaned into the R rating here, giving us a front row seat to the most adorable cannibalism ever put on film. It's a reminder that even though King Shark is the type who likes making friends, he is still an apex predator who'll turn you into a human burrito if you stand too close during lunchtime. It's quick, it's messy, and it's perfectly on brand for the squad. Nom nom indeed.
Nom nom?
Really? That is what you're thinking about right now?
No. That nom nom no.
No, it's not num num.
No!
Set me up over a woman. A woman! Your life won't be worth spit! I've been dead once already. It's very liberating.
Jack Nicholson's Joker is the king of theatrical flair. After being set up to die at the chemical plant, Jack Napier returns with a brand new face and a permanent grin that only a mother or a psychopath could love. Grissom's just sitting there thinking he's still the boss when the new Jack strolls in.
Maybe we can cut a deal. Jack is dead, my friend. You can call me Joker.
The brutality here isn't just the bullets, it's the mockery. Joker shoots him multiple times, dancing around like he's at a disco while Grissom slumps over his desk. It's the birth of a supervillain and the end of old school mob rule in Gotham. The bright purple suit against the dark office makes the whole thing feel like a twisted comic book panel come to life. Joker didn't just want Grissom dead, he wanted him to know that the city now belonged to a clown. When Black Adam wakes up after a 5,000-year nap, he's definitely not in the mood for a good morning text. A group of mercenaries think they can contain him in an ancient tomb, and boy are they wrong. This scene is basically a slasher movie where the killer has the power of a lightning god. It's fast, it's loud, and it's incredibly violent for a hero, anti-hero introduction. He's catching bullets like they're annoying flies and tossing grown men around like they're made of wet paper. The sheer indifference Adam has towards human life in this scene sets the tone for the entire character. He isn't looking for a fair fight, he's looking to delete anyone standing in his way. The way the rock and dust mix with the scorched remains of the soldiers creates a gritty, oppressive atmosphere. It's a reminder that 10th Adam is a relic of a much more brutal time and is bringing that ancient energy to the modern world. The opening of Watchmen is a brutal, slow-motion beatdown that sets the stage for the entire deconstruction of the superhero myth. Edward Blake, aka the Comedian, is an absolute beast of a man, but he's met his match in a mysterious hooded figure. The fight is intimate and punishing. You feel every punch. Every shattered glass and every tooth hitting the floor. Seeing a legendary hero get absolutely dismantled in his own apartment is a shock to the system. The use of the unforgettable music playing in the background adds this eerie, ironic layer to the violence. When he's finally thrown out the window, crashing through the glass to the streets below, is the end of an era. The comedian saw the world as a joke, but his death was anything but funny. The sheer force used to kill him tells you immediately that this isn't your standard DC movie. This is a world where even the toughest guys can be broken, and the mystery of who did it drives the entire plot. It's a beautifully shot, horribly violent introduction to the dark reality of Watchmen. Zack Snyder loves a good what if, and the nightmare sequence is the ultimate dark timeline. Seeing Superman as a high-collar dictator with a personal grudge is terrifying. He uses his heat vision to melt soldiers like they're wax figures, and then he turns his attention to the Dark Knight himself. The way he rips Batman's mask off and plunges his hand into Bruce's chest is the stuff of fanboy nightmares. The raw violence of Superman executing his former ally is a moment that sticks with you forever. I'm not crying, you're crying. Steve Trevor's death is the emotional anchor of the first Wonder Woman movie. While Diana is busy fighting Ares, Steve realizes that the only way to save thousands of people from a gas bomb is to fly a plane into the sky and blow it up himself. The brutality here isn't in the blood, it's in the heartbreak. Steve is a man of his word, and his final "I love you" to Diana is a total gut punch.
I wish we had more time.
What are you saying?
I love you.
Watching the plane explode in a distant flash while Diana watching helplessly is devastating. It's a death by choice that defines what it means to be a hero without powers. Steve didn't have super strength or a magic lasso, he just had a sense of duty and a very brave heart. This death changed Diana forever, giving her the human connection she needed to believe in mankind again. It's a beautifully handled moment that proves DC can do sad just as well as they do smash. Pour one out for Steve, okay? He was the best of us, and he went out like a boss.
Steve, whatever it is, I can do it.
No.
Let me do it.
It has to be me. It has to be me. I could save today. You could save the world.
It is your blood,
What did you do to Ghul?
your sacrifice that will allow Krypton to live again.
What did you do?
The infant
did not survive.
The Flash gave us a look at a world where Superman never made it and Kara Zor-El had to carry the weight of the world alone. Unfortunately, General Zod is a multiversal constant of being a total jerk. The fight between Kara and Zod is fast and fierce, but Zod's experience and sheer ruthlessness eventually win out. Seeing Supergirl, who we're grown to love as a new beacon of power, get stabbed and killed is a massive shock. What makes it even more brutal is that Barry tries to go back in time to fix it, only to watch her die over and over again in different ways. It's a fixed point in time that Barry can't change, making her death feel inevitable and tragic. It's even worse that the DCEU is over and Supergirl's actress got replaced as well. Zod doesn't care about her potential or her heroism, he just wants the codex and he'll rip it out of her if he has to. It's a dark, gritty moment in a movie that's otherwise pretty colourful. Kara deserved better, but Zod doesn't do better, does he? He does extinction. It's a heavy reminder that in the multiverse, not every hero gets a happy ending.
Give me the mother box!
Silas Stone isn't winning any Father of the Year awards early in this movie. To help the Justice League find the mother box, he sacrifices himself by heating it up with a laser, knowing the radiation will vaporize him instantly. The brutality here is the visual of Victor watching his father literally turn to ash in front of his eyes. Cyborg already feels like a monster. Beautifully scored moment that finally gave Victor Stone the emotional depth his character deserved in the Snyder Cut.
I didn't save him. I couldn't.
What you say, big boy?
I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me. This is the line that defined Rorschach for an entire generation. When he gets sent to prison, the local thugs think they have an easy target. They couldn't be more wrong. Rorschach doesn't wait for them to come to him. He brings the heat, literally, by throwing boiling fat from a fryer onto a guy's face. It's a visceral moment that shows just how dangerous a man with zero limits can be.
None of you seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you.
That's it! You're locked in here with me!
He doesn't just fight, he maims. Later, he holds onto another dude's hands while they get sawed off.
Should I cut the bar? This ride won't last. I've been waiting 15 years for this.
I'm sorry, Lawrence, but you're in the way of my revenge.
He also shocks another inmate to death, and it's incredibly satisfying to see the bullies realize they've made a fatal mistake. Honestly, the look in his eyes should have been more than enough to tell these losers to stay the heck away from him. Rorschach isn't a superhero in the traditional sense at all. He's a vigilante who's completely checked out of society's rules. This prison sequence is a masterclass in building tension and then releasing it with explosive, grounded violence. If you ever find yourself in a cafeteria with a guy in a trench coat who smells like beans, maybe just give him some space, okay? Darkseid kills Lois Lane and Superman, consumed by grief and the anti-life equation, finally snaps. Watching Lois get killed is the ultimate tragedy because she was Clark's world. Without her, there's nothing holding back the godlike power of the last son of Krypton. This isn't just one person dying, it's the death of an entire planet's future. The brutality is in the scale of the loss. When Superman joins Darkseid, it's game over for humanity. It's a hero who has nothing left to lose. It's a short, sharp shock of a moment that makes you realize just how important Lois Lane really is to the safety of the entire DC multiverse.
Let's go.
Have you ever had to talk to the person you love most? Tell them it's gonna be alright when you know it's not. You're about to know what that feels like, Gordon. Then you can look me in the eye and tell me you're sorry.
Harvey Dent was Gotham's White Knight, and seeing him fall, both literally and figuratively, is the core tragedy of Christopher Nolan's masterpiece.
The night is darkest just before the dawn. The dawn is coming. I am the Batman.
Really, nigga?
After the Joker breaks him, Harvey becomes a vengeful ghost, using a coin to decide who lives or dies. The final confrontation with Batman and Commissioner Gordon is tense and heartbreaking. When Batman tackles Harvey to save Gordon's son, they both plummet off the edge of the building. Batman survives, but Harvey isn't so lucky. The sight of his broken, half-burnt body lying in the dirt is the ultimate feel-bad moment. It's brutal because Harvey was a good man who was pushed too far.
What happened to Rachel was a chance. We decided to act.
Then why was it me who was the only one who lost everything? Joker chose me!
He wanted to prove that even someone as good as you could fall.
And he was right.
He didn't die a hero, he lived long enough to become the villain. The weight of his death forced Batman to take the blame for his crimes, leading to 8 years of exile. It's a grounded, tragic end for a character who represented the best of Gotham. No flashy CGI, no alien tech, just a fall from grace that cost a man his life and a hero his reputation.
Our family's been farming for 5 generations, Clark.
Your family, not mine. You're not my dad. You're just some guy who found me in a field.
Clark!
He's right, Clark has a point.
This is one of the most debated deaths in superhero history, but man, does it hit hard. Pa Kent sees a tornado coming and realizes that if Clark saves him, the world will see his powers before he's ready. Jonathan Kent chooses to die to protect his son's secret. The image of Kevin Costner holding up a hand to stop Clark from rushing in while the wind howls and the debris flies is iconic. It's a quiet, selfless death in the middle of a chaotic storm. Clark has to stand there and watch his father get swept away, knowing he could have saved him in a heartbeat. That kind of restraint is a different kind of brutal. It's a psychological scar that shaped the man Superman would become. Whether you think it was a smart move or a total waste, you can't deny the emotional impact of this moment. It's a father's final lesson to his son, that some things are more important than your own life. I mean, people are still making memes on this, so it's safe to say Mr. Kent's decision isn't going to be forgotten anytime soon.
I let my father die because I trusted him. Because he was convinced that I had to wait. That the world was not ready.
Make sure our stories line up, seeing as how
that's
you're my
important.
boy, and
so much.
I just want to...
We've reached the final entry, and it's a moment that made entire theaters gasp for air. Arthur Fleck's at home, fully transformed into the Joker, when his friends Randall and Gary stop by. Randall was the one who gave Arthur the gun and then threw him under the bus, and Arthur hasn't forgotten.
My mom died. Celebrating.
Right, we heard. That's why we came by. I figured you could use some cheering up.
No, I feel good. I feel a lot better now.
The sudden explosive violence of Arthur stabbing Randall in the neck and slamming his head against the wall is terrifyingly realistic. There's no music and there's no build-up, it's just raw, messy murder. What makes it truly Joker though is what happens next. He lets Gary, the little person, go because Gary was the only one who was ever nice to him. The tension as Gary tries to reach the door chain while Arthur just watches is unbearable. It's the ultimate display of Arthur's warped logic and his complete break from reality. This death isn't about saving the world or a grand plan, it's just a broken man cleaning house. It's the most brutal death on this list because it feels like it could actually happen.
Did you watch the Murray Franklin show? I'm gonna be on tonight.
What? Arthur.
What? It's okay, Gary. You can go.
Hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to the TV Regent. Here's another video that I know you're going to enjoy.